Who else is here? I got Violetta's here, Sammy's here, Dylan Rhodes, Ray. Who else is here? And Bufalo. Is it Bufalo or Buffalo? Come on up.
Sorry, wrong way.
All right. Yeah, you got to get a microphone over there. Hey, Violetta. Welcome.
Hi.
Good to see you again. Come on out. This one's going to be how artists and their community can work as a team to drive success with music NFTs. Take it away.
I'm by my pee-pee.
What's up, everyone? How's it going? Super excited to be in London. My first time here because of NFTs, because of Web3, and because of music. So it's an honor to be here with some of these incredible artists that we have. I know we got Sammy coming up. Sammy, where you at? Love it.
Tune her up. Is Bufalo here? Bufalo? He's our other panelist.
Bufalo. All right,
Yeah.
well, he'll show up.
So we don't have a moderator. We came up with a format, which is that each of us are going to ask the group a question, and we came prepared with the questions. And actually, Bufalo had really good questions, so I'm surprised he didn't show up for the panel, but hopefully he comes. And Sammy's getting tuned up.
Welcome to Sammy Arriaga. Everybody give it up for the country rock star of Web3. So super excited to be here. Ray, if you want to kick it off with your question, I think we can do that.
God.
If you want.
Yeah, let's start the form. Well, actually, let's do introductions.
Okay.
Yeah? You want me to kick off with the introduction, too?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Isla. I'm a singer-songwriter and a businesswoman. I study music business, which is coming in handy. And I also collect rocks. It's started as a passion as a child, lost that passion in this cold world we live in, rediscovered the passion, and now it's a big part of my personality. And yeah, so I got into the space in March. I've had 5 sold-out collections. I'm not a chain maxi or a platform maxi. I did OpenSea drops. I was the first musician on Glass Protocol Solana, and I did a sound drop, which sold out in 50 seconds. And I'm dropping a 1,000-piece music and rock collection this month on November 22nd.
Let's go.
You know, I always wanted to be a rock star. The traditional music industry wasn't the channel, so now I'm making myself literally a rock star, hopefully. And yeah, I also, you know, I am a Web3 maxi though. I do a lot of music programming. I did all the music programming for NFT Seattle. I do events. I book my friends basically because they're so talented. Happy to be here.
Let's go.
Awesome. What's up, everyone? I'm Dylan Rhodes up on there, but I go by Dill. I'm a multi-platinum artist. I've been in the music industry almost 10 years now. I got into crypto in 2016 after having a rough time with the traditional industry with major labels, getting ripped off on my first deal, and then ultimately realizing that the path forward was to be an independent artist. But when I first got into crypto, it was really me looking for my next play financially. And I just got passionate for crypto. I realized this technology is going to change the world. And then I wanted to reconnect to my music and figure out how to take this platform that I have. I have almost 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify, a great community on Instagram, Twitter, and really turn this into something where I could talk about this new passion I had for crypto. So I created the Crypto Rich album, which came out in 2019. It was the first album to tell a story about crypto through music. And ever since 2019, I've been trying to figure out how can we actually sell music for crypto? Because I had this great album that I knew would be perfect for the Web3 space, but at the time, there was no music NFTs. There was no way to actually sell this music for crypto. So really, since 2019, I've been pushing the Crypto Rich album, trying to work on this intersection between crypto, blockchain, Web3, and music. And in 2021, I minted my first music NFTs. So we're coming up here on 2 years that I've been doing music NFTs full time. I've sold over 2,000 music NFTs. We've done over 200,000 in sales for my community independently. I own 100% of my masters, and I focus on utility for my NFTs. So we have some great IRL events all around the US. We work with Webstock. I'm actually a co-founder of Webstock, which is a music festival festival that's happening here this weekend. So I'm super excited about the intersection between NFTs and IRL utility and music. And I truly think music is going to be the platform that helps bring NFTs to the mainstream, because everybody loves music. We can all relate to it. And for the first time ever, you can actually invest in an upcoming music artist. So that's what I'm excited about. And like I said, I'm happy to be here. It's my first time in London because of music NFTs.
I love that. What's going on, y'all? My name is Sammy Arriaga. Born and raised in Miami, Florida, but I moved to Nashville in 2011. So I've been in the music industry now, professionally now, for about 13 years. And been signed to Sony Music Nashville before, done the whole major label thing. Fortunately was let go because I asked and they actually allowed me to leave. And so I've owned my masters since 2017 and independently pushing myself on all the Web2 platforms like TikTok, which we almost have 500,000 followers on. Spotify as well. We have almost 500,000 monthly listeners with over 40 million independent streams since getting dropped by Sony. And I discovered Web3 last October. And you know, I started off as an art collector first. I immersed myself into the community as a consumer first to learn, you know, the approach. And since then, we've sold over 6,500 music NFTs, and you know, done the whole big collection thing. We have a collection out now called Pixelated, 4,000 PFP music NFTs with 14 different versions of the same song. You know, and I'm just very blessed to be on stage with these lovely, talented, innovative leaders in the space. I won't drag it out too long. If y'all want to learn more, SammyNFT.io.
Hello, hi. My name is Violetta Zironi. I am an Italian singer-songwriter. I've been an independent musician for the last 9 years. Started in Italy. I live in Europe, so I work at night to keep up with all these guys. Yeah, I was about to quit music for good after the brutality of the pandemic on independent artists, and then my dear mother told me about NFTs, and that's what got me into it. I had everything and nothing to lose at the same time. Dove right in, started working 19 hours a day, and ended up selling out a 2,500 music NFT collection in about 5 weeks. We just hit 162 ETH in secondary volume traded, and have been featured on Billboard, OpenSea, and the top 10 of OpenSea for the last 5 months. So it has changed my life, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
So let's start with the questions. I guess I will begin. Okay, guys, so the subject of our panel is, how artists in their community, working together with your community as a team. So I crowdsourced my question. I have a collectors-only newsletter, and I asked my collectors, what would you like to be asked what would you like us to ask across the pond? So that is a really good example of how we can activate our community. One of my collectors sent an amazing question, and I literally flew from Seattle to London to ask his question. So here it is, if I can say it correctly. A lot of people feel, and I feel this way too, that the most deep and important experience that you can have with an artist is live. That moment in time, that one-of-one memory minted to the mind, right? So how do you guys plan to integrate your Web3 community and success with your IRL experience and your shows, touring, etc.? Oh,
he
look who's
showed
here.
up.
Well, I just asked the
Welcome.
question. You know what? Maybe we should just
Let him do
put
an
you
intro.
on the spot. You want to do your intro first?
No, you can go on. There is no problem.
Okay. Well, V, why don't you start the question? We'll go down this way, and he'll get a sense of it.
Yeah, so how do I see live
Yeah.
integrated?
How are you going to bring it into your Web3 scene?
I mean, first thing first, I have sold out over 2,500 music NFTs performing live on Twitter Spaces, and being a singer-songwriter who can play guitar and sing live, because of, having a lot of experience, that is live, obviously is online, but that is what sold my music to the community. And honestly, I don't think there's any difference to Web 2. We're still artists, and that is why music NFTs are the most valuable thing on the blockchain, because you can play live, You can put it in movies. You can put it on the radio. It's not just limited to Web3.
That's right. You know, somebody who used to tour pretty often, and I could definitely see music NFTs being utilized on the road, like big time. For example, if you were a support act for a major label artist, and you were to host a meet and greet after the show, you know, you can make it to where if you own a music NFT, you know, of the artist's choice, they could use that NFT as kind of like their access key to having that meet and greet. Or even like, hey, I'm doing like a once a year meetup, and you guys get access to that meetup where they can get exclusive merch, signed posters, all kinds of stuff. So the music NFT can also serve as your access key. Like when you go to Bonnaroo, for example, the way you have a little wristband, it's kind of like your digital wristband, pretty much. And on top of that, you get the joy of being able to listen to the music at any time, and also the fact that we went with the PFP route also allows the fan to flex the fact that they're a fan of you. And so it just, with this pixelated collection that I did, it was really cool to dive into the traits and make it really unique to me, and allow the fan to learn a little bit more about their favorite artist through the traits that I selected. So.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree on the IRL utility. I've always thought that music NFTs are more than just music on the blockchain, you know? It's more than just putting a song on the blockchain. It truly is an access key and an access pass to everything that we do. I've done over 100 shows. I'm creating stuff here in Web3 as well as in my traditional music career, and giving my collectors access to all of that. So I work with Webstock, I work with other events, and at the end of the day, it's all about the music, and performing live is what music is all about. It's right here in front of us. So I really like to tell my story through music. So let's go. I made this song for Web3. Just a quick one for you. Hey. GM, hey. Them boys been rock so much that I don't wanna beat them. GM. Just slide up on my open seat and slide into my DM. GM. Yeah, I wake up to my baby girl and tell that girl like GM. I ain't worried about a hater, no, I cannot even see them. Yeah. Let's go.
You just answered the question right there.
That's what I tried to do. You know, I truly believe that the live experience is everything, and it's just natural for us as musicians, you know? We've all done so many shows, so many live events, compared to your average PFP community or your average NFT project. Utility and IRL performances is integrated with music.
And Bufalo, the question was, how do you plan, if at all, to integrate your real live show, IRL shows with your Web3 endeavors?
First of all, can you hear me well? Yeah? Cool. Well, it kind of started with having that possibility of really, I took the example of the closes at first. Like, when I do shows, when I perform across my country, it would take several weeks or months to spread some, t-shirts, hoodies and stuff to a community. It would take me several trips, several gigs to do that. And the good thing with, for example, having music NFTs where you can provide utilities, for example, wearables for the metaverse or stuff like this, really creates, in my opinion, a bond which is super important, because like people really feel what you want to sell as a vision, as an artistic vision, but even more with like some wearables, and some stuff that people can wear. And in my opinion, the bond that is created between the artist and its community is way, way quicker thanks to the music NFT.
Awesome. Who wants to go next with the question?
I'll go ahead. So my question is really about connecting Web 2 and Web 3. I think a lot of people will ask me, when you release a music NFT, do you also put it on Spotify? And I think it's such a funny question, because the answer is, of course. I personally love putting my music into Web 2 and Web 3, but I think that each artist can choose their own path. So I wanted to ask this question, which is about how are you using Web 2 and Web 3 together?
I'll go ahead. I've just been in a very fortunate position to have, discovered some success on Spotify and TikTok and Instagram. Because, I post all my songs with the little lyrics, videos and stuff when I point my finger. Thank God for my finger, the famous finger. But I've actually, have made that a goal of mine in Web3 is to kind of create that bridge between my Web2 success with whatever I have going on in Web3 as well. I do think something is brewing where there's going to be somebody that will post a TikTok of some sort, even if it's like a 30-second thing, and it'll somehow, some way tie into the whole acquiring of the NFT. It hasn't happened just yet. But again, the beauty of the blockchain is that it doesn't have to be that way. There are Web 2 maxis and Web 3 maxis. That's just the way that has worked for me. But I do see, the ability of being solely in Web 3 and fully capitalizing on all the tools that we've been given so far, and also build on the tools that, have yet to be fully developed. So, yeah, it's really fun to find new ways to tie the two worlds, but I definitely see Web 3 very soon, introducing some platforms that'll allow us to kind of ignore Web 2 and start fully diving into Web 3. And I'm pretty stoked for that.
If I may, these two guys said they are trying to find the intersection, right, between Web 2 streaming platforms and Web 3 music NFTs. I have decided I am not ever going to put out a single song on Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon or any of those things. Or wherever it's free, you're not going to be able to find my music. My opinion is that if you tell people that your music is free, that's how much they're going to value it. 0. So I believe my music is worth more than 0. I am done with that, and I encourage everyone to hopefully one day do the same. But of course, that's just my opinion. And I do also think that if you do have something great going on in Web 2, it would be stupid to let it go, right? So I'm not in that position, unfortunately, or fortunately. But yeah, that is my decision. I believe in Web 3. I am Web 3 maxi. So I'm in all the way.
I mostly agree.
Let's go.
Yeah. I have not made the statement publicly, and I'm not making it now, that she has made about not releasing on Spotify. But I think the bigger thing that's happening in music, other than all the things we've talked about and all the changes and the prosperity that we're finding, is that we are stewarding a monumental shift in value. And it needs to be really strong and really relentless, and we need to be united in that sentiment that music is an invaluable commodity. It's worth more than most of the shit that we spend money on in our lives. Really, oh my God. So I do think it makes such a statement, and it sets a precedent to say, I'm not going to have my music be free. I think that's the statement. And one way to do it is to say, I'm not going to put it on streaming. But I think we literally need to say, if you want me to continue making music and being an artist, you have to pay for it. Otherwise, I won't. And that's kind of where we were after the pandemic. It's like, if we don't start getting paid, we're going to go take a coding course, or I'm going to go to law school or whatever, and we won't have any artists left. So props to V. I'm almost there. That said, maybe just post it on the streaming platforms and don't focus on it, and maybe you hit the lottery with the algorithm, and that's fine. But don't waste your time.
Yeah, sure. I'm agree with what you just said, but in my opinion, I think it's also a step towards the onboarding of the music NFT process to maybe keep a good balance between Web 2 and Web 3. In my case, for example, I keep releasing music on Spotify, where I came, which is very, very little compared to the music NFTs that I'm releasing. But in a way, I feel that the community which was used to listen to me over Spotify are seeing a guy which is moving a bit more and a bit more, through the NFT space and the music NFT. And it can also make them used to it, used to that artist that I was following over Spotify is starting to sell his music. And because I really enjoy maybe his music and his vision, maybe it could be also a step toward the onboarding of that person into that space, to have also more people and maybe democratize it a bit more. That's why, yeah, in my case, I'm trying to keep a good balance between two, even if I'm totally all in music NFTs and in the Web3. I think it's also something that it's not like worldwidely known for now, and which needs also maybe a bit of efforts like this, like in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll give a quick perspective. You know, I have a little different perspective. I truly believe that the value of the NFT is in the utility and in the connection to the artist. It's free to play an NFT on OpenSea. You don't need to own the NFT to go listen on OpenSea. So clearly the music is free to listen regardless of if you own the NFT or not. So to me, I view having the music on streaming as utility for the community, because then they can easily play any of the songs that they own as an NFT. It's easy to get to. They can make a TikTok, Instagram. So the way that I see it is, you know, music is free to listen. Whether it's on OpenSea, whether it's an NFT, you know, most music is free to listen. So why not make it easy and accessible for your community? And I think keeping a balance but focusing mostly on Web3 is definitely the way to go, because this is where our income's coming from. So that's just my perspective on it.
I love it. All right, I'll ask my question because we're running out of time. I don't think we're going to be able to answer that. But what's your preferred way to build community? We'll start with Bufalo.
Oh, excuse me, can you repeat it?
Just what's your favorite way to tighten up and build your community? Like reach out to them and like show up for them.
In my opinion, I would say that's the shows, because like the music NFTs lead me to the metaverse, and the metaverse really gave me the ability of making, you know, expression, making a lot of shows, and also finding a community which is like in correlation with what I do. So I would say that, you know, being able to touch them like through a stream with a real sentiment of energy that you can find back on real parties, in real clubs and stuff like this, I think it's one of the most important feelings that's really like helped me having idea to build more with the community. And even more because I'm a French guy, which is doing a music which is named futuristic Western music. So it's definitely something from the American culture. And I'm super also proud to find people from that culture through that links, through that bond, to, you know, to make it growing bigger.
All right, Ray, you got 45 seconds.
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like I build community like a door-to-door salesman. I really like to go. I'm very intentional with building relationships. I like the idea of scaling, but I really do think I want to know the names and addresses and MetaMask wallets of all of my community members. But no, yeah, I'm very one-on-one, and I think that's what's amazing about Twitter Spaces, because it feels that way, even if you're talking to a room of like 100 people. And I hope to be able to, you know, continue that same ethos even as the community grows, which it is.
Yeah, I mean, Ray said it. I was just going to say Twitter Spaces is the way to grow your community, staying on there as much as possible. I created Music NFT Radio. We run 24/7. We play music NFTs from artists in Web3, and we do that all day, every day on Twitter Spaces. So I truly believe that's the best way to grow your community, and I'm glad I went before these two, because I know they're going to say the same thing about these Twitter Spaces. It's been incredible. You know, I have 140,000 followers on Instagram. 99% of my sales for NFTs are coming from Twitter Spaces, despite posting on Instagram, despite all this stuff. So it truly is about connecting with people one at a time, one-on-one.
All right, I'll make mine real quick. A combination of Twitter Spaces, what Dill said, and also very important to take the time to onboard your closest friends and collaborators that might not know about the space, because the best way to get a solid fan that will diamond hand for life is introducing them to a brand new world, which is Web3, that they could ultimately fall in love with and obsess over. All right, V, you got 1 whole minute.
Definitely Twitter Spaces are what worked for me. The most important thing about Twitter Spaces, you have to be consistent every day at the same time for the same amount of time. Do not miss a day, even if you're sick, okay? Do not, all right? And also tap into people that don't normally know about music or music NFTs. Go to people that don't care, that don't even like music. Tell them why they should be listening to you and play them your music. Yeah.
You got 30 seconds. You want to keep going?
Thank you for having me. We're performing later.
We are, 6 p.m. Let's go.
Check out our websites, our Twitters. The handles are on our badges. And check out our collections.
Moonshot by Violetta
Moonshot,
Zironi.
that's my project.
Pixelated by Sammy Arriaga.
Crypto Rich and Dill NFTs.
Ray Isla's Rocks.
And Bufalo music.
Let's go,
Let's
baby.
go.
Music NFTs.
Rock 'em on.
Thank you.
Hey, Sammy, you gonna play a little walk-off music? Yeah, strum it on out.
Girl.
Hand somebody the microphone and everybody walk out.
Oh, man.
The traveling minstrel.
Are we doing it?
All right. Oh no, just some sounds. Just we got to get the people off the stage. Just play a little guitar. No, yeah, we got to get them off the stage.
Yeah, I love a middle girl inside the metaverse. She pulled me out of earth like this.
You got me standing up.
Right on.
Get my bunny on real quick.
All right, everybody, yeah. All right.